Heads or tails, Stoney?
I'm going to take heads.
He took heads. It is a head. So you can receive or you can defer.
Oh, I always believe in deferring.
Oh, he's got a strategy, Doug. Be careful. Here we go. Yep. Question number 1. Brian Daboll has already been fired, so that means the New York Giants job is open or will be open at the end of the year. And the Bill Belichick rumors have already started at North Carolina. What does your gut tell you? Who will be coaching North Carolina next year?
Well, it won't be Bill Belichick. I don't know who's going to be coaching, but I thought this was a terrible fit to begin with. This was the oldest of dogs in the game, and nothing has evolved more than college football. And even though it's more like pro football, I just don't know that Bill Belichick and college football, there's an oil and water thing about it. And so I don't think he'll be coaching North Carolina. Will he be coaching the Giants? I think there's a better chance he's coaching the Giants than he's coaching North Carolina. So
I think the Giants ship has sailed. I think Tom Coughlin has a lot of influence in that organization. You might look at somebody like Hafley, who's the defensive coordinator at Green Bay, who has the Boston College Coughlin ties. I think Boomer Esiason talk about that. So I want to give him the credit. However, I just have this funny feeling that Carolina is getting a little better. The word is he's starting to, get along with his players, and they're starting to fit in. I think they might give it another year. I think Bill Belichick will have one more year at coaching the Tar Heels.
All right, guys. Next year, Jordan Hudson will not be coaching North Carolina football anymore. This ship has sailed. They will move on. It was a terrible hire to start with, and things have only gotten worse if you ask me. I know they won a couple recently, but overall, this is not the right fit. And who will be coaching North Carolina next year? It's going to be Jordan Hudson's stepson, Stephen Belichick. I mean, this was always the move the whole time. This was the long play the entire time, was to get Bill Belichick's son and Jordan Hudson's stepson the job at North Carolina. So when Bill steps away, his son will take over. All right, Michigan is playing Northwestern at Wrigley Field this weekend. The Wildcats are building a new 35,000-seat stadium, which is costing a college football record, guys, $860 million. This is at Northwestern. Thoughts on a smaller but very expensive stadium?
I think it's perfect for them, number one, because they don't draw a lot of fans, except when a few times years that they're good, or when the alums of other schools come to Chicago, like is happening with Michigan and other schools. It is very pricey, but you know what? I think Mike Greenberg, Michael Wilbon, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I think they donate all their money to that school anyway. So what the hell? They can afford it. The rich people who graduated from that school, they can afford it. I don't care about the money. I think it's a great idea for them.
The ticket prices are going to be insane because it's such a small stadium. I kind of wonder if they're just hoping it's small enough that we only will serve our own fan base and finally get a home field advantage. They didn't have a big enough fan base, so other fans would take that place over. Right. So, I mean, this is supply and demand. The supply is down. The demand for other teams, which are all Big Ten fan bases, right, invade Chicago. So this might be the perfect play for them.
Will there be a huge student section who will be able to sell their tickets?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know how to limit those. Mm-hmm. A lot of student sections, you have to have the student ID to present it when you get in, so a commoner can't buy a student ticket. I think it's a fascinating experiment to see if Northwestern can right-size their stadium to actually give them home field. But ticket prices are going to be through the roof.
So the good thing for me, personally, it looks like it's going to be amazing. I love the smaller amount of seats. It makes it more intimate, especially at a school like Northwestern, who's not a powerhouse in college football. The thing I don't love is, guys, this just means, look at how much money is running through college sports, man. My God, that any school that doesn't even care about football really is going to do something like this. Overall, it just makes the college sports viewing for me, this less enjoyable, unfortunately. But as far as the stadium's concerned, I think it's going to look amazing. I think like you said, Stoney, they can afford it. So, I'm not going to cry for them on the price tag here.
Well, you talk about the college football. I mean, look what's going on at UCLA. They're trying to get out of their lease at the Rose Bowl and play at SoFi.
Yeah. That was one of our college football questions last week.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. Sticking with college football this week, where will Deion Sanders be on this date in 2026?
I think he's still going to be at Colorado. There's a lot of speculation that he is going to leave. I did a little research on that, and I feel like it's all coming from the outside. when I hear Dion talk, I still believe he wants to make it work there. I think it started with him coaching his boys, but I think he's going to stick with it and be at Colorado next year.
I think he wants to be at Colorado, but I think he has major health issues. I think he needs, for his own well-being, to just take a year off and get, if he can, 100% healthy. So I think he's going to resign for a year, maybe even if they'll let him, which I think he does run the school there, so he'll be allowed to take a sabbatical.
Okay.
I think he's going to still be back at Colorado. I know there's a big buyout, so I don't think he'd want to get fired. So I think he wants that money because I think, I've said it many times before. I don't think colleges even care about buyouts anymore. I mean, it doesn't matter how big it is. They'll just make up for it on the back end somehow. But yeah, I think he's going to be back. Maybe the issue was bringing on all the former players to be coaches and things like that. Maybe he needs to revamp the staff and not just the players on the field, but also who's coaching the players. All right, Michigan State, Penn State, they're on CBS Saturday. Brad and Gary are on the call. This is Gary Danielson's last season, so this may be his last time to do a local game for us. I know a lot of people think he's the best college football analyst ever. Do you agree with that? And if not, who is?
He is the best college football analyst ever. I mean, there have been some good ones. Bob Greasy was good. Kirk Herbstreit is really good. But Gary is the best because he was able, in simplistic terms, for me, to show things in a very, in a way that wasn't too crazy. I mean, he was one of the first to use the telestrator, things like that. And look, I'm biased. He's a good guy too. So yes, I think he was great.
Gary does something that is so subtle and so awesome, and he does it a lot. Before the ball snapped, he will circle the player on the telestrator and won't say anything. And he is right all the time. It cracks me up because it's like, I'm not even going to bring much attention to this. He'll just circle a guy, and sure enough, the tight end catches the football. Right. It is so subtle and so awesome. The one guy that I love now, because I know he does his homework, like when you're with a team, like I get to be with Michigan a lot. I do a lot. This is my job to know as much as I can about this team. This guy, when he does Michigan games, knows as much about him. You can tell he does his homework. He has a podcast. He does a deep dive. So if he's talking about Michigan and he knows what he's talking about there, I assume it's the same thing with Michigan State, with Southern Methodist, with Florida, with Washington State, whoever, and that's Joel Klatt. He really does his homework and knows the teams that he is working a game, and I appreciate that. Gary was the best. Joel Klatt, in my opinion, is going to replace him as the best analyst in the game.
So it's really hard not to say Gary Danielson for me either, guys. But right up there with him is Bob Greasy as well. When I hear those two voices, they just give me this calming feeling. I feel so connected that college football is on my TV. So with that being said, I will give the slight edge to Gary Danielson just for the same reasons I said. When I hear the voice, I know college football's on, and I know I'm going to get something very informative and entertaining as well. I think it works always well with whoever he's partnered with. I know it's always the same partner usually, but before then too as well. All right, which college football rule would you abolish or just change to the NFL version?
Okay, Stoney, maybe it's just me, which is something that you like to say.
Mm-hmm.
I would abolish double numbers. I can't stand double numbers.
Well,
I can't stand that
controversy that you had with USC.
Yeah, there was at one point.
You hate the number 11?
Michigan had 4 number 3s. Wilton Spate was number 3.
Yes.
Rashawn Gary was number 3. The kicker was number 3, and the punter was number 3. That was quadruple numbers. But I don't like double numbers. Let's go back to the way it was. Maybe it's just me, Stoney.
No, it's not just you, because it's hard for the fans, especially if you're sitting at the game. Okay. They don't sell programs like they used to, so you're trying to figure out what the hell, who's this guy, who's that guy? No, that's a really, really good one. Mine is just for God's sakes, if a guy's running down the field unmolested, he trips and falls and hits his knee, why should he be down? He should be able to get up and run again. That's ridiculous. You have to be touched to be down.
I don't like the targeting rule because I don't understand it half the time. I don't know if they understand it half the time. I just think targeting's made things worse, or maybe they want us to debate the whole targeting thing. I didn't like that. And actually, just to reverse the last part of this question, I'd want the NFL to adopt the college football kickoff rule because I like the old kickoff better, but that's me.
Well, if the question was phrased the other way around, there's plenty that I wish the NFL would take from college.
All right, speaking of college and the NFL, let's just ask this. I got to ask this question, guys. Why do they call it the 2-minute timeout? Can they just call it the 2-minute warning?
Maybe it's just me, but I guess not, because we talked about this before. It's the stupidest thing in the world. Ooh, we don't want to be like the NFL. We can't call it the 2-minute warning. We got to come up with our own thing. You can't. What are you worried about being like the NFL? Why? Because they're professional and you're not? That's bull crap. It's ridiculous. It's such a minute thing, and I'm a nitpicker. But call it the 2-minute warning. Hell, get it sponsored.
Stoney, I do play-by-play, and I don't know what to call it. It's the 2-minute warning, except they want us to call it the 2-minute timeout in the college game. So we have a live read now associated with it.
Oh, really?
It's time for the 2-minute timeout, which has really zeroed me in now, calling it the 2-minute timeout. Before that, I was calling it the 2-minute warning. I was calling it the 2-minute timeout. I was saying the clock stopped at 2 minutes.
Yes.
I don't know what the hell to call it.
It's so
the
dumb.
live read has made me zero in. It's not just you.
Okay.
It's not just you, Stoney. I don't get it either. It's all of us. All right, we're on the Stoney train here.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't get it. Why don't they just change the name of the touchdown to down touch while they're at it? Like, it's all football. What are we doing? It's okay that it's both called the 2-minute warning. We're okay with it. Fans don't care. Media doesn't care. Just call it the 2-minute warning.
And there it is. That concludes the college football blitz thing.